Hi, everybody. So I am here because we want to talk about the Queens of R&B, the last episode. Okay. And I want to put it out there that I have watched the episode. I've watched Watch What Happens Live, and I've watched Kandi speak on it. So this is going to be a collaboration of all three. I know that Kandi is going to have another speak on it with all the group members. Well, Tamika and Tiny. And but I'm not, but I don't know when that's gonna be. So we're just gonna go for what we know. Mhm. Okay, it starts off with the confrontation. It starts off where it picked up, where it starts where it dropped off last episode. And it starts with talking confronting Latasha about the kickbacks. And Latasha's like, so you gonna believe these pieces of paper? Okay. And she then, okay, this is okay. And then she picks up her stuff and leaves. She calls her mom. And then the thing that tips me off is when Latasha starts using how Tamika used to say different things that were lies about other people, i.e., Kandi. And as an example of why Tamika is a liar. You know, the problem that I have with this is that everybody knows that Latasha and Tamika were together in on this lie. And um, Tasha's going to act like that the two of them weren't together on this, that she wasn't sitting next to her having this, oh, yes, Kandi slept with everybody. Oh, yes, Kandi did this. You know, like I am over this whole thing with Tasha. I mean, Tasha, you are such a liar. And it is so disappointing that you are willing to get on the the show, lie to people in their face. You know, the thing that I hate about lying is when you're gonna lie and make me feel like I'm the idiot. Like something's wrong with me. And the fact that they've been saying, so okay, so I in the speak on it with Kandi, she's been saying that she said that everybody knew they knew that they were getting kickbacks, but they didn't have any evidence of it. So this is the first time that it wasn't just evidence. And also, the thing that they didn't show on the show is that there were actual wire transfers in this evidence. So she didn't even acknowledge that they had the physical wire transfers with the note saying for escape in the memo. So, I mean, the level of lying is so above and beyond that it's very difficult for me to even like consider this. I don't know how anyone is able to move beyond this. Like I don't know how you move beyond this. Like I know that you can eventually get to like a relationship where you can just be like, "Hey, what's going on? Hey, well, how you doing? Hey, I'm fine." And then that's it. But like as in like some level of closeness, as in some level of relationship, as in some level of engagement with her, absolutely not. Like that's not possible. Like business wise, that's not possible. And um Kandi goes into detail on her speak on it about how she does how nobody got kickbacks. Like when she brought deals to the table, like the one of the last big tours, she didn't get a kickback. Don Juan has brought deals, they didn't get a kickback. Like nobody has gotten kickbacks in any of this except you. This whole Tasha having a rental house and everybody else is staying in a hotel together, and then they have room, there she has her own room by herself with this huge entourage. The entourage, yo, the entourage. And the entourage is fascinating because nobody else has this deep of an entourage. And so they made jokes like, oh, about this entourage, and Kandi starts laughing about the entourage. Like, because it's like, come on, who does this? I know that a lot, okay, I can understand when we're younger, you run deep. I get it. But now that, and then I can understand if you ran this deep somewhat when you have a when you're a solo artist, but when you're a group artist, why wouldn't you just share? Because it's called money. Like you already are carving up the share amongst three other people. So then now you're going to have to carve it within your share. You have all of these other things. Wouldn't it be better if you skimmed off the top and you get Escape Inc. that pays for the designers, the blah blah blah, the hairdressers, and then you break off under versus now you say, for example, if you get like 50,000, now you have all these additional people that you have to pay out of your 50,000, which doesn't make sense. But it's like you're double paying for a whatever service. So I don't get it. I don't get why. I mean, and this is Tamika and Tasha, they get into a at the very end, they talk to each other to see how they can work things out. And Tasha's like, I want to just talk to Tamika. I want to talk to the authentic you. This is me. And so this conversation is not going anywhere. And when she eventually leaves, of course, Tasha walks out. That's what she always says. And um Tamika's like, you gonna go broke. And I was like, we know this, but we didn't think that you were going to tell her this. So, and I mean, honestly, there's no point. I honestly don't see a point in communicating with her because there's no way. Fast forward to Watch What Happens Live, which is a whole nother disaster. Like, you sit up here, Tasha goes and sit up here like, oh, I communicated with my sister. I'm still waiting to hear back from her. But you changed your number. How are you communicating? She didn't have your number. I guess you do have her number, but so are you calling her from a blocked number? Like, how do you think that she's supposed to get back in touch with you? I guess through your mom, through what, DM? Um, and then when she made a comment again about Kandi's mom, telling her that she didn't she didn't speak, she didn't that Kandi's mom told you that you should stop singing. Kandi put in the comments like, I don't know who you talking to. My mom is not surprised that you even talk to. And it's like, come on, ma'am, could you just stop? That's all we're asking is just stop. And oh, Rocky. Let's get on Rocky. Rocky is stuttering. Where the money, bro? I don't know anything about the who. Like, I mean, when you start stuttering, you're lying. And so and then he's like, well, in order for us to put some money in somebody else's account, we need to. Oh, so now you know what you need. Okay. Anyway, I do think that I want to make a comment again about the entourage. Kenny's like, so what do all these people do? Tamika's like, the assistant has an assistant. Anyway, the concert looked really, really nice. Um, Tasha actually makes a comment about how we don't have chemistry on the stage, and she's just making it seem like she's a victim. Ma'am, nobody. She's upset that Tamika and Kandi have chemistry on the stage. And um I don't know what to tell you, ma'am. You can't treat people like dirt and expect great results. I don't understand. Um, um, okay. But now the concert looks super, super nice. I said that already. Now it's interesting because on the show, it shows that SWV kind of wanted to squash everything, while Candy made a whole thing about explaining how they got it together. And it was because SWV's dude who does all the musical arrangement made the arrangement to where understanding would be last. And SWV was like, okay, we'll just cave. Now, there's been a lot of commentary, and actually, I don't know. I really don't know. I didn't really take much time to think about all of the additional issues that would take place with the issues that SWV was having and everything else with SWV was having with Escape and the practice. And I didn't think it was this big of a deal because I mean, when you're in a practice, you're under crunch, you're probably just you're all kind of all over the place and you just want to get it done. Tensions are high. Don Juan provide his suggestion. I didn't think it was this big of a deal that Don Juan provide his suggestion. Yeah, he could have said it nicer, but and then SWV bit back. And I'm assuming that there's definitely going to be a level of bite back because they're under tension. Everybody's emotions are high and everything else. So I just thought, eh, everybody's going to be picky because everybody does their show the way they wanted to. And I do think that Candy's right. It would have been very cool if they would have been able to be more integrated. I don't know how this works to be integrated as much as she's thinking, and then you still have a top billing and they don't get paid it. And then Escape gets paid more than SWV if you're going to have a more integrated show. I would assume that this separate show would be better for Escape to be a top billing thing, whatever. Tiny called in to the speak on it. Tiny is so funny. She's just like, yeah, girl, I had a lot to say too, but you clearing up a lot. So therefore I ain't got nothing to say. So I mean, Tiny is a hilarious person. And it's clear that there probably will not, people have been talking about having a second show. It's clear that there probably will not be a second show. Everybody's stressed out. The only person who's not stressed out is Tiny. Tiny's just like, but I will say though, I think the two people that are off limits, well, I think the people who are really off limits should be the mothers. I do not like how Tasha keeps bringing in Tiny's mom and Joyce, which is I think that's her name, Candy's mom. I don't see Candy's mom is in everybody's business. She's off doing, but she at this particular moment, she's doing her own thing. We don't hear from her. She's not in the mix here. She's not on the show. Why we gotta bring her into anything? What does Candy have to do with your sister? Nothing. So just stop. With that being said, this has been an exhausting 6 weeks. But yeah, it was a pretty good show. I know Candy on Twitter was like, we're seeing the demise of a group. I mean, yes, it's a good show, but I don't see why a demise of a group have to be the indicative part of having a good show. I concur, and it's unfortunate. And with that being said, I will see you all. Today's Monday, so I guess I'll see you all on Wednesday. Is it Wednesday? Wednesday or Thursday? Probably. I'm gonna try Wednesday for Real Housewives in New Jersey. Mhm. And I will see y'all later.